You mentioned eyewitness testimony, and I'm in law school. We take it very seriously, but in science, you treat it pretty skeptically.
Right.
But
I don't care about people.
At all.
No, I care about instruments because, that's the notion also of FIFA, the Soccer World Organization, when right now, when they need to make a very difficult decision, they rely on cameras looking at the soccer field. They don't go around and ask for testimonies from the players or the audience, because we all know that people should not be trusted. And when there is a car accident, people have very different reports about what really happened.
Yes.
Of course, in the legal system, sometimes you have no other choice but to rely on what people tell you, and you are trying to assess who is telling the truth. But my point is, what we regard as truth based on people might not be the truth, okay? And people can testify under oath and be 100% convinced that they are telling the truth, but it may not be the truth. And by the way, this is also significant for AI systems that we develop, because you may say, oh, maybe AI will get to the truth. No, it really depends on the information that is used to train the AI, because if AI doesn't have access to the actual evidence, it will still be hallucinating, imagining things, and having wishful thinking the way people do.
Yes.
It's really all about evidence collected by instruments that have no personality, they have no agenda. You just need to calibrate the instruments, understand what they're measuring, and apply them. And only then you get a sense of the physical reality. I'm not talking about the psychological reality of people, the way people respond to the physical reality. Of course, that depends. So if a person feels something, that obviously depends on what the person tells you, and that's the work of psychologists. But I'm referring to the physical reality that we all share, that is objective, supposed to be measured by instruments. That's what physics is all about. And it's amazing because the laws of physics cannot be broken. There are so many electrons in the universe, 10 to the power, 90 or whatever. And we haven't found an electron that breaks the laws of physics. If someone would find such an electron, it would be a major discovery. Whereas, there are maybe 8 billion people on Earth right now, and every day there are many of them that break the law, okay?
Right.
So there is something different about the physical reality. Once you identify a law, it's obeyed by all constituents everywhere, not just here on Earth, but at the edge of the universe, billions of years ago. That's amazing, and I think that's much more impressive than the laws that we constructed to manage society.
Yes, but do you feel like we can add something to the pile of evidence by taking eyewitness testimony seriously and maybe doing something interdisciplinary where we combine physics with maybe sociology and psychology? Because why would so many people around the world that don't know each other throughout so many years say the same things?
Because they heard about each other. I don't see that as evidence. I think it's intriguing, and that's why I'm doing the Galileo project. I want to find out the hard evidence from instruments. Only that would convince me. There are so many stories along human history. People love stories. They believe in stories. Just look at politics. It's enough to tell a good story to get a huge crowd supporting you in politics. But science doesn't operate this way. In science, you're not supposed to be popular. You're not supposed to attract a lot of people to believe in something. What you are supposed to do is find the physical reality, irrespective of how many people believe that it's this way. So if I go to some laboratory that is classified and I find the truth, I know that there are aliens, I don't need to tell anyone. I don't need to be popular. I don't need to impress anyone. I just want to know that, because if they exist, they exist.
Right.
The physical reality doesn't care about us.
Yeah.
If we have neighbors, they're out there unrelated to what we think, just like the Earth moves around the sun, irrespective of what the Vatican said.